Hey guys, it's your girl Abriah, Serenity. I'm back at you with another video, and this video is going to be about HBCUs, historically black colleges and universities. I have had two dreams about HBCUs. The first one was in March 26, 2024, and the second one was in August. It was August 13th, 2024. Both of them kind of saying the same thing, so it led me to take a deeper dive into what the Lord was trying to show me. So the first dream that I had, that was in March 26th, I had a dream that I was in Atlanta, and as I was walking in Atlanta, I walked past this big old sign, this billboard, and on the billboard was a lot of listed colleges, and there was a man who was really frustrated at the wall. He was yelling at the wall like, "This isn't right. These names aren't right." They had changed the names of the HBCUs. They were no longer, I guess, the original names, or they had made some changes, and the person was just really upset that these changes had been made. Also, this man was telling me all the stuff that was coming out about these colleges. Like, there was a lot of things that were hidden that are getting ready to come to the light when it comes to these historically black colleges. And he was telling me it was bad. Okay, he said there's a lot of information people have about HBCUs that are incorrect, and it's getting ready to come out. I also remember in the dream, this man was telling me that black people are getting ready to go to school for free. I don't really know what all that entails, but I specifically remember in this dream he was saying that they're getting ready to have free tuition. Like, there's going to be a high demand for people to go back to HBCUs, and for this, a lot of people are going to be permitted to get their degrees for free. They're not going to have to apply. They're not going to have to get any loans. They're going to have to pay nothing. And it was specifically people of color. African Americans were not going to have to pay for tuition. So the three things I remember about this dream the most was the free education, them changing the names of the HBCUs, and all the drama that's getting ready to surround these HBCUs. Like, there's things that are going to be coming out about these colleges, not even just HBCUs, but historical, predominantly white colleges as well. Like, there's going to be stuff coming out about them as well. On August 13th, 2024, I had a dream, and I was at a Trump rally, and Trump was asking people, do you feel like you have been robbed by HBCUs? And he was comparing a lot of HBCUs to PWIs and what they should have been offering black people and what they've actually been offering black people. And a lot of black people raised their hand. A lot of black people raised their hand because many schools were underfunded. They didn't have proper housing. A lot of cases and issues were overlooked and not addressed. And a lot of truths were being exposed about these colleges. Okay, and Trump began to make promises concerning these HBCUs and these people who have been cheated by HBCUs. Okay, I remember raising my hand in the audience, and Trump was saying that he was going to help people get their education, I guess. I don't know. And people were getting upset with people like me for raising my hand. They were like, don't raise your hand. Don't receive help from him. Don't let him help you. And then a lot of people were like, why wouldn't we receive free education from him when the main thing a lot of African Americans need is an education? And this person is paying for our education, and not only paying for our education, but paying for us to go to black colleges. Why would we not go? You know, and a lot of people were just mad. They were just mad that we were receiving help from him. Fast forward, in this same dream, Trump's representatives pulled me to the side and basically let it be known that they were getting ready to pay for my education. Like, they were getting ready to pay for me to go to school, to have a life-changing career that was going to change the rest of my life. And they asked me what I wanted to major in. I said law, and I told them UCLA or Cornell. And the lady was like, no, do not go to Cornell, because they do not treat African Americans right there. They are poisoning the food of African Americans at Cornell. Specifically said that African Americans were being mistreated, and there was a woman specifically who worked in the kitchen, I guess in whatever kitchen at Cornell University, who spoke out against what was happening. Like, people were being poisoned there. Like, they were getting food poisoning, specifically people of color. And I kind of was like, never heard anything about that, but I'll keep that in mind. If not Cornell, then UCLA. And the lady was like, oh, okay, we'll set that up for you. And they were doing that for a lot of people. A lot of people were getting free tickets to go to school. A lot of people who wanted to go to school and change their careers that couldn't do it before. Like, Trump and his administration were pushing these people through to get their education. Kind of complimented the dream I had back in March, where again, people were getting free education. It also reminded me of the prophetic word the Lord gave me about how our oppressors are going to push us forward. Okay, if you haven't seen that, you should go back and watch it, it is on my page. As I was meditating on this, I kept hearing, you know, many people of color are going to school for free and they're going to pursue majors that will change the trajectory of their lives. Areas in the medical field, law, and similar. And I also heard engineering because of the changes that are coming. And honestly, I can see why, because if certain people get into office, their laws, there's going to be a lot of changes to the law. And if there's going to be a lot of changes to the law, they're going to need a lot of people to be retrained. They're going to need a lot of new people to learn these new ways. So I can see why there would be a high demand for people to learn the new ways so that they can have people who know how to operate in the new system that they're trying to implement. Definitely felt free education and the changing of the names for HBCUs. I don't know what's going on with HBCUs specifically, but there's a lot that's getting ready to come out about HBCUs. I've already heard some things here and there about sororities and fraternities and the dark secrets going on with those, and some things being exposed, but the Lord was saying, no, there's a lot of secrets. There's a lot of things that are getting ready to come out about these HBCUs and some of these historical colleges like Cornell and a lot of these highly esteemed colleges that everybody loves so much, that everybody is like, oh my goodness, I wish I could go there. The Lord is saying a lot of people are about to be exposed. A lot of things are getting ready to come to the light. I did do some digging on this whole Cornell poisoning thing. I've never heard anything about that. And I just Googled, you know, Cornell poisoning, and I came across a Reddit thread that actually was posted 3 days ago, saying that there was a lot of reports about people getting food poisoning from the cafeteria. Now, I didn't see anything about anything being racially charged or it having something to do with racism or anything like that. But I did see something about food poisoning that was posted 3 days ago. And a lot of people were in the comments that were like, hey, yeah, I was having symptoms from something I ate in the cafeteria. I don't feel good. Some people were like, I'm fine. Other people were like, I'm not fine. So I don't know if this is racially charged. I don't know if this is something serious. Before I had this dream, I never heard nothing about it. Didn't know anything about Cornell. So, but the Lord brought it up in my dream and said that African Americans were getting food poisoning and that they were being mistreated at Cornell University, and in New York, they were not being treated well. I said that there's also going to be a lot of African Americans who are going to be upset because many of us are going to be volunteering for this. Like, I don't know if the Trump administration is going to come up with something to help African Americans get free education, or if this is going to be something a part of his political campaign, or maybe it won't be Trump, maybe it'll be somebody else who tries to get us free education in some way. But a lot of people are going to be upset when African Americans volunteer to participate. Like, they're not going to be feeling it at all. The Lord said that a lot of us are going to be called. A lot of us are going to be called to this. So even though it's going to be like, why are you guys doing this? The Lord said the people who go forward and volunteer for this are being called, almost like they're Josephs, you know, being sent to Egypt to be prepared and trained for the purpose of what is to come in the future. So there will be people on the inside who are being trained, who are going to help their people later. I said many will not understand why people will want to partner up with their oppressor, like with an oppressor, whoever this person, whether it's Trump or whoever it is. Why would they want to partner up with these people or want to receive help from these people? But do know that it's because the Lord called them to it. They're going to receive education that is going to change the trajectory of their lives and their families' lives. But a lot of people are not going to understand why they went this route. And the Lord is saying, do understand that the Lord called them to that. The Lord called them to that. Like, I had a dream I was at a Trump rally. I'm like, why am I at a Trump rally? Like, I'm in the crowd, like, yeah, me raising my hand. I'm like, hold up, what am I doing here? You know? But the Lord is saying there's going to be a lot of us who are called to a grand opportunity that's going to be frowned upon by many other people. But the Lord is just like, I'm using this to build up my people, to put them in position, like his Esthers, his Josephs, his Davids, okay? They're going to be trained and brought up for such a time as this because of what is to come. Because of what is to come. Also, with the passing of these new laws and all these things that are going to change and be implemented, there are going to have to be people who are in high demand to relearn this new system that they are implementing. So there's going to be a lot of doctors that are needed, a lot of attorneys that are needed, a lot of engineers, a lot of people that are going to be in high demand in the times to come to learn the new things that they're bringing out. Okay. And the people are going to volunteer, but the people who are going to volunteer are going to be looked at funny because it's like, why would you volunteer for that? But the Lord is saying he's calling them to it. So whatever this opportunity is, whatever this initiative, I guess that's what you would call it, initiative is for African Americans to get free education. Maybe there's a contract with it because there's always something to that. You know, they'll be like, oh, we'll pay for your education, but you got to work for us for 3-4 years or something like that. So maybe that's kind of what it is. But the Lord's saying whoever volunteers, do know the Lord said he has called them to that. Be on the lookout for that initiative. Also be praying for these HBCUs and be on the lookout for poisoning at Cornell University. Remember what I said about people having different missions, different territories, and different purposes, and not to judge someone else's assignment? This is also a part of that as well. So whatever this is that some people are going to be volunteering for, we have to be very careful to not judge them for volunteering, because we have no idea what the Lord is calling them to do, for what purpose, for what reason, and how that's going to manifest in their life, or how it's going to help other people in the times to come. So remember not to judge people, to just seek the Lord in prayer and not judge others, okay? My name is Abriah Serenity. If you haven't already, click that like and subscribe button and turn on those notifications so you don't miss any more uploads from me. I love you all with the love of the Lord, and I'll see you guys next time.